Hello everybody. It's working. Oh, no buffering today. Wow. Always kind of weird when it's buffering like last week, but yeah, worked well anyways. Hello everyone. Welcome aboard this mysterious YouTube show. One of its kind that talks about radio. And nice to have everybody here as usual. As usual. What else do we have? So let me just check if that's okay here, and everything looks fine there. Kind of a little lag when I move, but it seems okay. Hey everyone, welcome aboard. This is the Shortwave Radio live show, the Friday edition. We are here every Fridays talking about radio. Today is an amateur radio special. We'll try something if possible, if it works, with amateur radio operators, and I'll need all the amateur operators that can broadcast on the HF band today. So stay alert as we will try a few things if we can manage to get enough people to try it out. And at the same time, we'll talk about the amateur radio hobby. I think it's something that for a lot of people is a step up from shortwave listening. So it's going to be quite interesting, I think, as a show today. And of course, we talk about radio. My name is Gilles, and I am located in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, northeast part of North America. And we are here to entertain, to drink beer, and to talk about radio. So cheers, everybody. Now that sounds good. So, anyways, we are here every Fridays at 2000 UT, and hope that you enjoy today's show. And if you have a subject that you'd like us to talk about, you've got questions, there's an amazing chat room with the most amazing people in the world gathered right here. They can help you out, and we try to help each other and just have a lot of fun in general. So hope that it is going to be a cool moment for all of you. So today, amateur radio special, and you know, there's a lot of things to talk about on amateur radio operators around the world, and who they are, why they exist, and you might be surprised that in 2018, the amateur radio community is still helping discover, you know, radio wave propagation of all sorts. We still are discovering new things. There's, you know, we are far from having the full knowledge of all of that, how it works. And the amateur radio community is a big chunk and a big part of a lot of the discoveries, actually, from, you know, the world of radio propagation, radio waves, how it works, and different frequency ranges, and all sorts of weird things that can happen with different, you know, frequency ranges and weather. And there's, I mean, I think we still have things that we can discover in the world of radio because of it's such a complex and amazing world. So I will take my little notepad because I will need in a few short moments, and we'll do that a few times before we start. I will need everybody's participating in the show today that is going to be on the air. I will need your call sign and location in a few short moments, not right away, but all of you that can transmit and can do HF, I will need you to step up and give me your call signs, your location, and we'll try to listen to, you know. So hey everybody, nice to have you here. As the counter is moving up, already 52 participants, which is pretty cool. Mad Radio DXer, hello there. K6YYL will participate. Kimberly, nice to have you here. Danny, Shortwave Radio DX. MDK2. Paul B. in Nottinghamshire, UK. Nice to have you on board. And we'll try to answer your question in a few moments. we'll have a few answers for that, and I'm sure the chat room will have a few answers for your which SDR, SSB dongle, or for single sideband that you can actually, all the software-defined radios that have HF are single sideband enabled. Dax Forest 74, hello there. Fabrice, bonjour, bienvenue. Or like we say in Quebec, hi, bonjour, hi. It's a inside joke for Quebecers. Radio astronomy, astrology, or astronomy, and SETI things. Yeah, it's astronomy. Never mix astrology and astronomy. It's not the same thing at all. Radio astrology, that would be one nice new thing I could set up and charge to talk about the future using radio astrology. Radioactive, hello there. Nice to have you here. What official shortwave doesn't know all there is to know about HF? No, I am not the supreme being that knows everything. And I doubt anyone, even a old radio veteran of how many years you want, I don't think. We all have our side of the radio hobby we don't know as much, and we all have our little things that we, of course, don't know. And you know, it's fun because we learn every day. Every time there's a live show, I see all of you, and people say, oh man, I didn't know about that, or I just learned something today. We always learn, and that's cool. The way we stop learning, the day we stop learning, is because probably we're dead, I guess. Cool18, nice to have you here. Enrikas Moratis, nice to have you here from Lithuania. Pretty cool. Donald Hosner, nice to have you here. WHSWL, pretty cool. Radio Obvious, nice to have you here. VE3CNU, since 1992. Pretty cool, pretty cool. What else do we have? PLF Radio from France, hello there. Jerry DX, hello there, my friend. Danny, Shortwave Radio DX, I think I said hello. Richard Cook from the UK, nice to have you here. Or as he's known, Cookrick 555. What else do we have? Bobby Burgess, hello Bobby. Zach Hantel, hello there, nice to have you here. Nick Avendel from Romania. We've got tons of people, it's just so cool. Anybody else I've missed? Say hello please, I'm going to go back down the list. Ivantini, nice to have you here from Northeast Texas. And Bobby Burgess is WA5107 SWL in Morgan City, Louisiana, USA. David Green, nice to have you here. And let's now go down and try to say hello to anybody I've missed that I could have said hello. What else do we have here? So going down again. Here we are. Nice to see some new names, by the way. Really cool to see some new names. Really nice. Chris Freitas, nice to have you here from Memphis. Nice. 741. We'll try to jump in. Limited on time today. No problem. You know, we can't stop the world, even though it's my show. Hotel in Mexico, 9K2HM. Nice to have you here. Pretty cool. So, what else do we have? Radio astrology would be hilarious. Coming soon. Oh yeah, I would see that on WBCQ, totally. The radio astrology show of the week. Yes, I am looking at the 20-meter band, and I see that the waves are telling me that you might meet someone this year. And I see that maybe you're going to get married. I'll be actually really good at it. And just faking all the way through. Matt UK, hello there. PW3 UK, nice to have you here. Steve and Steve B, nice to have you here in Australia. And I don't know if Maxine's there, because I've now kind of had that phrase every time I see Steve. It's like Steve and Maxine. Richard Cook is receiving All India Radio 7550, rather poor. We'll try it here. Let's see, 7550. Pretty much inexistent here. Bram, nice to have you here. VA2XC will be on the HF band and going to the Laval Amfest. Cool. When is the Laval Amfest, Bram? I am nerd. Hey, that's all right. We are all, I think, kind of a nerdy kind on this chat in this subject. From Northern Ireland, nice to have you here. Manny CV, hello there. Brian and Iowa. KD0YHR. Pete, W8YPV in Maryland, USA. Carol T, KF7ELY, Central Oregon. And Sherry says, Shell, you need to wear a cape and start to show off with a big puff of smoke. There we go. I am now here. And I will have radio astrology. Oh, God. Oh, that would be actually a great mix. PW3 UK says, radio astrology hosted by the Screaming Preacher. That would actually be something I would listen to, honestly. Honestly. Rough McLeod, nice to have you here from Nova Scotia. Pretty cool. She didn't want to wake up. She didn't want to wake up, Steve. She said, nah, I'm not going to wake up this early to watch that Canadian guy that talks about radio. Patrick Manny. Yeah, DX the cat is outside, but I left the door just barely, you know, slightly open so he can actually push his way back inside. So, oh, it's tomorrow. Okay, so there's a Laval Amfest tomorrow. I don't know. I don't check the calendar, so I never know when. I'll have to check where it is, and I don't think I'll be there because I have too many things, but it's always fun to have a Hamfest. Love Hamfest. What else do we have? So, speaking of Screaming Preacher, found him on 7490, says MDK2 last night. Could understand some of what he was saying in between screams, and even understood his phone number. Wow. You know, we should call him on the phone and scream our way through the phone also. So every time he takes a call, we'll scream like he does, and you won't understand a thing that we're going to say. So, J.D. Williamson, bonsoir, ça va bien? Oui, absolument, from Holland. Nice to have you here. Mark Schmidt from Maine, hey there. Nice to have you on board. David Arden, KJ4CMY. So, Hell to All. I think there was an O missing on the hello to all. That sounds bad. Hell to All now. God. So we are going to talk a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. There's frequency changes coming this weekend. The A18 schedule season is about to start on Sunday, or 00 hours UTC, March the 25th. So we'll talk a little bit about that also. And well, thanks for the birthday wishes. I was kind of on the party, and it was crazy. I was on party last Friday. So my birthday was Tuesday, March the 20th. I think it was on a party on Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. Totally crazy. I've never partied so much for my birthday. I can tell you that. So, and by the way, talking of YouTube pages that people love, if you want me to have a highlight of your radio-related YouTube page, please send me the link. Send me the link on the official Shortwave Radio at gmail.com email. Tell me, I want you to talk about my page. It has to be, you know, majority of the videos need to be radio related, and please no content that is controversial. But if your majority of the page you have on YouTube, the videos you have are radio related, be it amateur radio, scanner radio, any type of radio, as long as it's radio, that's mostly that. Why not share it with the world and let me know? I'll be happy to you know, talk about your YouTube channel and try to use my bigger channel, which is usually much bigger than most channels, and try to give you a little push here. I think it's nice to share the fun between each other. There are some bigger radio pages in mind. I mean, there's a few amateur radio operators out there that got some really, really huge channels. But I'll be happy to highlight your YouTube channel. Just has to be radio related. That's the only thing that's important, and I'll be happy to talk about it. So just send me the link to your channel on officialshortwaveradio@gmail.com. I'll be happy to talk about it. So, Gaza East Anglia, nice to have you here. Pretty cool. Talking about Mr. Paul the Cat. He's just appeared and looking at me, and I think he's looking at the beer. So nice to have you here, everybody. Okay. What else do we have? To start off, we're going to talk a little bit. It's my pleasure, Kimberly. My pleasure. I will always subscribe to any channels. So, okay. So, just a quick start, okay, guys, because I didn't take note of the calls on the first time. Hey, Tom Zhu, nice to have you here. David in Barcelona, hello there, nice to have you here. So, everybody that will be participating today, please give me your call sign. Okay, we're gonna have your call sign right now. I didn't miss the question, Paul. I just mentioned that I would be answering it just a little later. At least I say hi to everybody. So I need your call signs for everybody that will be on HF today. And after I jot down most of the call signs, we're gonna actually find maybe the first frequency to use, and we will be starting off and see if we can receive you guys here, have you guys have contacts together. So sorry for the repeat if some of you wanted to give me your call sign earlier. So yeah, Kimberly's channel K6YYL is really good. So we have Radio Hobbyist, which is a VE3CNU. So we got one here. I'll take note of N. Okay, we have 741, which is N1 NUG. We've got KF7ELY. We've got K6YYL, of course. And well, I think the calls will be checking out which bands we'll be using. I was thinking of maybe trying the 20-meter band first. So can somebody or a few of you look at the 20-meter band and agree on a frequency and upper sideband, so voice, single sideband, and post it in the chat. And if there's multiple frequencies coming up, I'll choose one. I'll be the one who will choose it. So if you guys want to just check out where it could be quiet, as to not interfere with anyone, of course. Then we have KE8BII, KE8BII, VA2XC, Bram. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. KJ4CMY, KJ4CMY, really nice. We will have DB5HK from Germany. That's going to be nice. And we'll change the bands slowly as time goes, and we'll try to have your European guys and North American guys. Okay, well, we got a frequency, and if it's clear for everybody, 14250. I'm going to tune it right now here, 14250, upper sideband. So I think if everybody agrees, 14250. Everybody tuned there. We will check out. We will check out the contacts and see if anybody can have some contacts here. We'll see if we can hear you guys there. So MDK2 says he sees something on 14252, so maybe it's a little close. Have nobody here. Maybe we could go down a little. What about 24? What about if we go to 245? Is 245 okay for everybody? 14245. Does it seem clear? It's clear over here. I see nothing, and on the watermark, or maybe 249. As long as we agree as not to interfere with anybody else. Not clear. So 249 is 249 better, as MDK2 is, because of course the biggest problem with that is for some of you it will be clear and some of you might not be clear. So can we agree on 245? Here's Spanish on 245, David. Okay. So let's logically go down. 240? 14240. Let's go down by 5 kilohertz. So 14240 maybe. And if we can all agree on one. So Spanish, there's some Spanish on 245. Okay, so 240 is okay for Kimberly. So can we agree 240? 741 radioactive. Everybody says 240 is clear. Cool. So we all agree 14240 upper sideband. And hey, start talking, guys. Maybe somebody can issue a CQ or whatever. Hey Alex, PA1SBN, nice to have you here. So I'm waiting for you guys. Just start it up, 14240, and see if we can hear. And even if we don't hear here, if some of you are making contacts, let us know in the chat. So for now, there's nothing here. There are some calls. I see some activity, so technically it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, that's totally possible, Radio Hobbyist. You're not that far away, and 20-meter band is a pretty high frequency, so you are probably skipping right over. But let's see if we hear anybody else calling up and see if you guys can have contacts together. It's pretty cool. It's going to be a lot of fun today to try it out. Radioactive's calling now. So right now I'm not hearing anyone. Hey Mickey Delmage, let's say have you here from Alberta. Okay, Mickey and Alberta is hearing Kimberly in California. I just heard something faint. I'm hearing something faint, but I don't know. David Arden says no joy. And 741 can hear K6YYL in Connecticut. Cool. MDK2 is hearing KA8BII. Two hands on the radio. Nice to have you here. Hearing someone from California, probably Kimberly. Yeah, but it's still possible, Richard, because most of the Atlantic Ocean is still under sun. So you got to think halfway from where you are to where the people are broadcasting. Yeah, I got a lot of noise also. I got almost an S7 noise here, but kind of nice. So David Arden's not hearing anything. The K2 is hearing K6YYL. Kind of cool. Well, it'll be even more fun when I hear. I'm hearing some keying here. Well, it's kind of some keying here. Somebody just keyed. Yeah, heard CW also. That heard the same thing here too. TOT, nice to have you here. Doing great. Donald Hausner heard it too. Now we heard. Now there's somebody that's kind of close. I'm hearing somebody just above. I wouldn't be surprised somebody's just teasing us on 14242. I can tell you that. David Williamson, nice to have you here. Says good to be back. Had to wait for the last conversation. Yeah, somebody is just blowing in his mic. You want to bet that guy is watching the stream and just whatever? Relative says I can't get out of the state, I guess. Yeah. It's those damn walls everywhere. So JDX says heard someone Hunken, nice to have you here. Thumbs up 25, cool. So there's a lot of interference. But 14240 was the frequency we did try for. Okay, how about anybody wants to try the 40 meter band? 20 meter doesn't seem to be very, very good. And we'll try a few times through the evening anyways. We'll try as time goes by to get more contacts on different frequencies. So I think we're going to have a lot of So Gary Golin, nice to have you here. We were on 14240 until a few minutes ago. Yes, I have my beer. Absolutely. So and some people can maybe listen through some online SDRs also at the same time. Blanchard, nice to have you here. Yeah, 40 meters. Okay, let's go in lower sideband and let's choose a frequency. How about we go to 7180. Okay, lower. Starting at 7180, lower sideband. Anybody? 7240 is clear, says. How about 728? Okay, let's see 7240. Here's someone very close of 7240. So 7228. Hey, Mick H, nice to have you here. 7240 for me was, there was something really close to it. We could try 7225, something like that. A little lower. About 7170. Okay, Kimberly says 7275. Do you guys in Europe, are you able to transmit on above 7200? I remember there are some places where it's different. So this is 60. How about 7170? Would you guys agree on 7170? Let's do 7170 so that you guys in Europe can also participate. 7170. Is everybody okay for 7170? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I didn't want to go above 7200. I wasn't sure. Okay. 741 says 7170 busy. Oh, general class are not able. Well, okay. Where does the general class license? This one is a more difficult one to try. 7195, guys. How about 7195? Lower sideband. 7195. Well, 40 meter band is busy. 7195, everybody agrees there? So 7195, let's go to 7195. So Kimberly is there now. Seems to be clear for everybody. So how about start it up? Let's see if we can hear you guys. Hi for you, nice to have you here. Cricket Ninja 5. So start chatting, guys. Let's see if we can hear you guys on 7195, lower sideband, of course. Everybody seems to agree it's a clear frequency. K2 says faint voice, maybe K6YYL. I don't expect California to come into Montreal much because of the it's you know, it's daytime across North America, so we'll stay there a little bit if you guys hear somebody. Somebody else is hearing. Yeah, VA2XC was here, so I guess Dave Todd heard November 1. Oh, okay. So nothing much right now, but we'll see. We'll see what comes up. And we'll try a few times. We'll try a few times. Radioactive says nothing on his hand. So kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. So David Green heard 741 and 1 NUG. Noise floor. For me, noise floor is at S7. PLF says nothing on 7195 from U20 receiver. It's kind of interesting experiment here and have you guys have contacts. We could try 17. We could try 17 ward band if you guys wish. You know what's the problem? We're at this moment where it's kind of in the middle of everything. 30 meters is no voice. It's either CW or a digital mode. So if you want to try 30 meters, we need to try either CW or a digital mode. Radio Obvious is hearing VA2. Yeah, well, I got some stuff. You know, I mean, I hear the, like this guy here, this looks strong.
And holding, as you said, very steady. No QSB or very, very little. So, SA10.
There's this guy from Europe, I think, on 7162. Propagation doesn't seem to be that bad. Well, this is Norway 2 Papa Mike. He's I heard Norway 2 Papa Mike. So I'm hearing some stations, but well, Canada Norway 2 Papa Mike. CN2 PM. Canada Norway 2 Papa Mike. Just out of curiosity, anybody can contact CN2 PM, Canada Norway 2 Papa Mike. Morocco. Thanks. I was just about to look at it, David. Oh, David Auden, N1 NUG is confirmed, 7195 success. Cool. Cool. This is cool. Two Wins in Radio heard the words YouTube channel at 7195 and faded away. Anyone can contact that Morocco station, 7162.5 lower. He's in Morocco. Pretty nice. We know we have propagation to Morocco on 7162.5. Hey, XNADXer, nice to have you here, Keegan, in Northwest Arkansas. Wow, 72 Fahrenheit, that is perfect weather for radio outside. Oh, Damzu, no, 7195. We went below 7200 because Europe cannot participate. So we tried to... Richard Cook's got somebody on 7124. So at least we got a few of you that had some contacts. So for those that have joined in, if you're an amateur radio operator, can broadcast on the HF bands, you can give me your call. If I don't have your call on my list here, we try to have you guys having contacts and at the same time, maybe receiving a station right here in Montreal. And Radioactive is not hearing Morocco in 7162. 40 meters, the bad thing about 40 meters for us in North America is the fact that it's daytime. I mean, here the sun's going to set in 3 hours, 2 hours and a half. We're really almost midday across North America. So for North America, if we want to have a chance of contacts, we'll probably have to be in a higher frequency. So that's why I tried 20 meters. Maybe we can try 17 if some of you want to try it. Anybody wants to try the WARG band, the 17 meter WARG band? in upper sideband. PO1 SBM on 7162.5. There are some calls, some people calling for sure. So, Blanchard, your M0 ISA. Radio Obvious says 18130. 18130, upper sideband. Dave is hearing someone on 7195, but he's not sure it's related to us. So 18130 upper. If you guys want to try 18130 upper. I could hear maybe Kimberly on that. Wow, you can hear 7162.5 in Australia. Wow. So if anybody wants to try 18130 upper sideband for the 17-meter bark band. So you're watching the Shortwave show. Today we're doing little experiments, and we'll take breaks where we'll talk about different things and answer questions and come back and try it again. So if you guys can just hang in there. From time to time we take a little break and we let half an hour go through, and we try another frequency, another thing. There's a lot of noise. I got S6, S7 noise on that band. But propagation's there. We hear, on 40 meters, I hear Morocco. Paul B says 7162.5 clear in Nottingham, UK. Jerry's on 18130. So I'm not hearing anything yet. Anyone wants to do a little shout out on that higher frequency? I mean, I think the 17-meter band is probably the max, the highest. Yeah, P1 SBM, we saw that in the chat room, worked the Morocco guy. Cool. That is cool. And it's cool that through here, I stumbled across it and you were able to oh, okay, there's that station there. That's also fun because we're sharing kind of some fun information. And by the way, today, because it's the amateur radio special, if you guys listen in onto some transmissions, let's try to DX the amateur radio bands. Let's try to keep it in the amateur radio bands. I don't know if it's my mind, but I kind of heard something. J.D. Williamson hears something on 18130. I got the impression I heard something really, really weak in the noise. Are any of you guys set up for digital modes? Anybody wants to try a digital mode? Okay, we're going to wait for Kimberly. She's going to tune to 17 meters. Sending the Xer, tune 7165, says his beam on the Radio Shack DX402 receiver. Let's wait for Kimberly. She had a contact at 40. Hey, Bram. Oh, you just worked CN2PM from Morocco. This is cool. Well, at least there's that part that's fun. And let's try to DX the M band today. Let's try not to go into the international broadcasts. Just for the amateur radio special moments today. And by the way, we are live tomorrow also at 2000 hours UTC. Tomorrow will be pirate special. Even though next week is going to be the Global HF Pirate Weekend. Next week is Easter. And I can't promise you guys yet. I might have a special Sunday, Easter Sunday shortwave show. Okay? So I will actually let you know if I can do this in the coming week. But we will have, and I'll try to be here on a Easter Sunday special next week. So if you guys want to join in, I know that a lot of you will probably be on, with your family and friends, but we'll try that. PLF Radio is hearing 7265.5 on his XH Data D808. Cool. Billy Laptop, nice to have you here. Says sorry, antennas 18130 here in New York, too far off resonance for him. Okay. Mario DXers, if I send you an email about pirate radio in London, will you read it in tomorrow's hangout? Think it would be something interesting for the viewers. Absolutely. Anybody, any information, anything about pirate radio? Yeah, sure. It would be great, Mad Radio DXer. Please do so. I'll read it tomorrow in our pirate radio special. And I have a hunch. I have a little hunch. A little something that tells me somebody will be broadcasting my show tomorrow, but we'll see. So Kimberly's on 18130 right now. And then we'll reach Radioactive and see if we can go and do something on 21280. So stay there, Radioactive. We're just gonna listen in for a couple of minutes more, and then maybe we can try 21280, even though maximum usable frequency is very low because of the solar flux right now. That's solar activity is in the doldrums. But what's the cat? The cat was here 2 minutes ago. He smelled the beer, and maybe he got back outside. So anyways. So hang in there. We'll try a few things, of course. This is kind of cool, though. Honestly, even though there's no success right now here for listening to any of you guys, I think this is a cool experiment, and it's a cool thing to have all of this going on right now with, the amateur radio hobby. And so, like I said earlier, the amateur radio hobby is something that is, unique and very interesting. If through these shows, maybe we can spark some interest for the younger generation that has not moved on to the amateur radio hobby. We hear younger generations talking about how, radio, what is that radio? This is, outdated. It's something we don't use anymore. But in reality, no. And in reality, when I hear somebody say amateur radio is dead, or something that should not be anymore because of the internet, what is funny is that these young generations don't understand one thing, is that our smartphones are transceivers. Our smartphones are receivers and transmitters. They're transceivers. There's no miracle in receiving what we got on our phones when we look at the internet or through Wi-Fi or through LTE connections. We're using a transceiver. It's just that it's digital modes being broadcast. But you know what? Without the amateur radio community, a lot of the knowledge of radio waves, a lot of the knowledge of what's happening with radio waves would not be possible. The amateur radio community is playing a big role in actually making us understand what radio waves are all about. And, don't forget that, guys. If you watch this and you're like 16 or 15 years old and you're like, well, these old guys, they're like, just doing amateur radio stuff, man, that thing should be dead. The internet now. I talk through Facebook Messenger with my friends. Yeah, but you can do that because of part of it, and a big chunk of it, because of the amateur radio community that experimented through radio waves for such a long time. Through the experimentation, we've learned so much. A lot of what we know about radio And I put radio in a very large sense, because radio is not just that little radio that you listen to. It's not just an SDR. Radio is part of every, your computer, your laptop, your tablet is connecting to Wi-Fi with what? Radio waves. There's no miracle in here. It's radio waves. You are using radio waves all the time. That shows us that we're still extremely active, very, we're still there. There are right now amateur radio operators that are doing things to advance the radio side of things. Amazing. I mean, there are amateur radio operators that are going to bands into the gigahertz range, where all of the things we do today are. And we got to not forget that a big chunk of all of this is possible through all the knowledge acquired through time, because there's the science and there's the amateur radio community that actually explores the science and does something practical with it. Never forget that. Luis Sadevallo, nice to have you here. AD6UP, no HF. No problem. There's no problem there. So, what else do we have? Yeah, some Moria 3030. Some are experiencing moon bounce. All sorts of weird things. It's just amazing when you think about it. So, it's just crazy. You got to think about that. Matter Radio DX. Wi-Fi is radio, so there. If radio is outdated, then it should not have a place in modern technology anymore. Same as Bluetooth, 3G, 4G, 5G, LTE, everything. And absolutely. And, well, okay. You know what, David Arden, you're actually reaching one thing. I said there's no miracle in the sense that what I wanted to say was that why that is happening is because we understand a lot of it. But yes, radio itself is a miracle, totally. So, and yeah, well, I'm thinking that 20 meters might be pretty much the highest frequency also because of the low solar flux, as the radio hobbyist is saying. So we can try 21 something if somebody wants to try the 15 meter band. K6YYL says made a brief contact to 18130 station in Illinois and 9IIF, then faded out. Yep, absolutely. It's the propagation isn't that open right now. Hey, how about we take a little break of that experiment and in half an hour, kind of start it again. So just keep your radios warm. Of course, if some of you guys want to do a contact, please do so. But let's try 21280. Some people are saying there's people there. Not hearing much on 21280 right now. So we'll talk about a lot more of what's happening with radio, basically. So yep, SPO1SBM says, hey Brett Wayne, KC2NXP, are you capable of HF, Brett? Can I add you to the list of people that will try to make contacts? Or are you not set up? We're trying to, and we're calling. Please say it, everybody. If you want to participate in our experiment, we're taking just a little break, but we're going to start again in 15-20 minutes. Try to choose a frequency. As the day goes, we'll try to do something. It's kind of nice though to have your hams having contacts, and it has a new dimension also. I mean, when you guys are having contacts together, well, now it's not just a chat room guy somewhere. It's a voice, because now you guys have made a contact with what you love, amateur radio. David says, Barcelona says, I have 2 sets of headphones on right now, a set of Sennheiser earbuds on a laptop and the Plantronics headset over them to hear sound from his ICOM SDR 8500. Wow, two sets of earphones. Mika Dalmash says, Sheldon played me an interview he had on Morningside back when cell phones were new. It was interesting to hear him talk about cell phones, our radios, and what he heard. Yeah, of course, of course. You know, it's funny because it's the way that it's done. You know, when you used to, you know, like, you know, a talkie like this. I mean, yeah, okay, this, for most people, this is radio, and this is CB radio or whatever. But when you look at today's technology, the way it is presented to us, you know, with no antenna sticking out, people don't make the link of, well, this is radio. They don't see the link. But at the same time, they're not thinking of, yeah, but do you think that thing is just working out of a miracle box or something? You know, there's something that makes it work. So, you know, it's we gotta think about that. We gotta think about that, you know? So, you know, yeah, absolutely, a zombie apocalypse, man. All of, you know, amateur radio operators, and even someone like me with just a good old CB will be popular. We'll be able to contact each other. So, hey, JB says, thanks for the contact. So, what's nice? This is nice. Take care, Radio Hobbyist. And if you can make it back later, pretty cool. Yeah, we'll try again in about 30 minutes. So, take a little break. And we'll talk about a few little things. Okay, Brett Wayne, so I'm putting you on the list. In about 30 minutes, we will actually do another round to see if you guys can contact each other on the HF bands. So, you know, kind of cool. Jack Amalar, nice to have you here. NY8D. Shortwave would not be interesting, Jack, on the International Space Station, because don't forget that because the signals are you know, bouncing off the ionosphere, the other way around works also, probably. So from there, signals bounce off the ionosphere in the other way, and probably the signals we bounce off the ionosphere are not going through the ionosphere. They're not reaching the International Space Station. But I'd be interested to be in the ISS with a scanner radio, you know, some kind of VHF, UHF capable radio, and as it's revolving around Earth, see what can be received. Could be kind of an interesting experiment. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. What is there? What else is there? 70K2 is hearing some bad hams. Yeah, 7200 lower sideband is that cuckoo's nest frequency. It's like 14313. Or is there still some bad hams on 14313? Yeah, Fabrice Simonet, the iPhone 10 is a $1,000 walkie-talkie. Pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, you know, they all use radio. It's the only way to connect. Morse code will when a lot of other modes are not going. So if we look at something that can be sent by by humans directly, no technology except transmitters, Morse code is a good way in difficult times. But I gotta say one thing: the digital modes that are like, you know, perfected today, like FT8 or JT65, are, you know, if you can get hold of a computer or, you know, just a small smartphone, these modes are amazing compared to Morse code. You literally don't hear anything in the noise, and you actually get a contact. So there's some interesting experimenting, and you know, this is cool because it's using computers, using modern technology to work what a lot of people consider being an old hobby that shouldn't exist anymore. And it's sad because people don't understand. People that say that don't understand what amateur radio is all about. You know, for too many people, amateur radio, CB is the same thing. And the thing is, no, amateur radio and CB radio are very far apart. They're really not the same thing. And I think that's where a lot of people think that there's, you know, it's not important. I can tell you that. So, yeah, 7200 lower sideband. Tons of bad guys there. I'm going to tune back to that Marcus station. Still there, 7162.5. So, for those that don't know, 7265.5. Charlie November 2 Papa PM or PM Papa Nancy, I think. CN2 PM, I think, right? That's like when the first movie. The first movie. The first movie of Independence Day, when they actually used Morse code on probably the HF bands to communicate. You know, it's an example. Remember one thing. When there were these big hurricanes this summer, amateur radio was of an amazing help. An amazing help in, you know, just being able to bring emergency services and having everything working. We got to not forget about that. I can tell you one thing: when something goes bad, when hell breaks loose and nothing works, I can tell you there's a lot of amateur radio operators that actually still have working equipment and are ready for action. And we've here in Quebec, we always have that example that I come back to, because I think it was the best example of when things go bad. In 1998, we had a huge high storm, ran down the power lines. Some regions just south of Montreal didn't have electricity for a month. And you know what? The cops couldn't communicate. Emergency services couldn't communicate. Nothing was working. The only way that things were actually working out, amateur radio operators actually did some nets, and they actually relayed emergency information. If amateur radio operators would not exist, that would have been a worse off situation that was already pretty bad. So we got to think about it. So you know, it's we gotta think about that. It's very, very important to think about it. And amateur radio operators are really, really important. We got to know. Yeah, 7200 is the junk, totally junk, and it's very difficult because, you know, a lot of these stations on 7200 that are bad they're difficult to pinpoint. Joyce says, I was talking to my wife, and she asked if Gilles could hear me, and that is when Gilles said yes, absolutely. Hey, Fastload, nice to have you here. What else? We have PM Papa Mike. Okay. PLF Radio. Thanks for the correction. Papa Mike. So David says, here in Spain, there's a group of hams who used to QSO 7110. Problem is that frequency is an emergency frequency, so it should be left clear at all times. Don't know if they are still there or not. Yeah. David Snyder, hey there, nice to have you here. 7200 on AM or not LSB. Oh, you might be hearing a station. 7200. Is there something there? Yeah, I hear a faint carrier, David Snyder. So I wouldn't be surprised that you might be hearing something. Let's. I'm just gonna put myself to the ham radio in Morocco. Let's check out. If somebody's broadcasting right now in 7200. So 72, not 1772, just 7200. 7200. Nope. Oop. Okay, I don't have anybody in 7200. But there could be a station broadcasting on 7200. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of stations, kind of clandestine stations, are in the 40-meter band and don't have a, or not on the schedule sometimes. So Morocco on 71, 62.5, N2 PM, Charlie November 2, Papa Mike. So, Jerry says solar flux is 68 K2, geomagnetic field quiet, so it shouldn't be too bad. Unless they have everybody here. What else do we have? What else do we have? Let's just check it out here. Hey, Richard Dribble, nice to have you here. Pretty cool. Yeah, ham emergency in the Nepal earthquake. Same thing. I mean, you know. Same thing. So, really nice. No problem, MTK2. Yep, it's upper sideband for JT65. Yeah, when all else fails, absolutely Donald Hosner, amateur radio. Yeah, same here, Maria 330. I went to the Industry Canada website, and you can actually have a random 100 questions sent to you to see if you are good enough for the amateur radio license. I think the last time I did it was like I got 85% score or something. I already have the knowledge to become an amateur radio operator, and you know, honestly, I should do it. Neon 541 N2MJZ, hello from Palm Coast. Are you up for some HF action, N2MJZ? Because I'll add you to the list, and in about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, we are going to actually try frequencies and have contacts with you guys. So if you are up for HF, let me know, because we will try it for sure. Thomas Zeus says, just went to Toronto last weekend for a furry convention. Furry ham ops, what is that? Furry ham ops? Yeah, that would be nice to have. You know, there's already some kind of, with some of the headers, there's already possibility from some software like FLDG can sometimes auto detect the mode, the digital mode, and will switch accordingly. But it would be easier if, you know, software could automatically say, oh, this is that mode, and let's go here, and this is that wide, and it would make things easier for sure. For sure. There are a lot of modes and settings, absolutely. That, you know, sometimes that's the part of the fun on the ambience. You know, you go in the ambience and you get that digital mode, and you're like, what is that? It sounds like, but and many modes sound so similar that you're like, is that Olivia or MFSK, or I just can't make the difference, you know. Jet Simon, KM4, UBR, JBR, no UBR, sorry. I need new glasses. Are you up for HF, KM4 UBR? In a few minutes, we will do another round and try to have you guys contact each other. Pretty cool. Radioactive. Yeah, we'll start. You know, it would be just funny. Somebody program a multi-mode decoder for Amiga or Atari ST, and that does auto detect, you know, and work better than a PC or Mac software. Funniest thing is, you know, if anybody would write, these computers like the Amiga or Atari here are powerful enough to decode all the digital modes today. I mean, you don't need a very, you know, powerful computer. Yes, PA1 SBM, I know, go do my exam. Okay, stop punishing me, swearing at me. Paul B says XH data 7160 LSB heard very loud and clear. So wow, it's amazing that Steve in Australia is receiving CN2PM S8. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's set up for HF. No problem. If anybody has set up for HF, it's going to be nice to have you guys on board. What else do we have? David Arden says, yes, absolutely, David Arden. It's been on for 2 weeks now. So if you guys watch this show after the live event, you can actually see the chat room live now. So it means that while you're watching the video, you have access to what happened in the chat room, all of it. So, you know, I do a lot of interaction. There's a lot of interaction that I with the chat room in my shows. So having the chat room is a good thing because, I mean, I got a message the other day. A guy said, well, you're just faking. Nobody's watching your shows. I don't see anything. You're just talking to yourself. It's like, yeah, you just didn't see the chat room when it was live. And you see that, you know, you're an idiot. But anyways, it's just funny. But yeah, the chat room is now available after. So this is a good thing. You know, it was something I was missing. I mean, I get a lot of people on the live show, but honestly, the majority of people are watching after the live show. Hey there, B. Good evening. Says, just heard that supplies of the XH Data D808 will run out shortly. Company says they will be back on track mid-April. Huh, interesting. Radioactive just made the XH Data sell out. Yeah, probably, but the number of times that I mentioned it. But you know what? I wanted to get one, the D808. But in here in Canada, I'm unable to get it below about 175 Canadian dollars with the shipping. I don't want to play that. I don't want to pay that amount of money for a radio. If I could get it at around $100, I would, yes, purchase one and review it. But at 175, I can't get myself to pay that for that portable radio. I don't know, it's just me, but there's so many good radios for around $100 now. When they're above 120, 30, I start thinking, yeah, you know what? It starts to get expensive just for a shortwave radio. Jed Simon says, unfortunately, I just got my first 10-meter radio and antenna in the mail today. No antenna wire though. So I'll have to set that up. So for those that see that the stream is delayed, just make sure that you refresh. Because sometimes you can be really far back. So, furry hams. Okay. That's kind of interesting. Furry hams. I don't know why, just saying furry hams, I have the impression of a bear with a microphone in his hand. Something like that. So, hey Maxine, nice to have you here. Oh really? Was it birthday 2 days ago? Man, it was my birthday on the 20th. Well, happy birthday, Maxine. Really nice. Richard Tribble, VA2RHT. So you, Richard, you're capable of HF, right? So how about I do a little self-announcement here. And we'll check it out. So let's try to 40. No, wait. Yeah. Okay. Wait a second. We'll do self. I'll do my self promotion first, and so where is? Yeah, the UTC clock is here. I'm just very far behind it. I'll try to put it more like here. There we go. UTC clock. There it is. Sorry, guys. Like that, you know, if you're pretty much on par with the stream. OZ8R pile up on 7180. Let's check that out. Am I hearing OZ8? Lane Shortwave says the man is driving the price up for the XH Data D808 on Amazon. Well, here on Amazon I checked here and I could get one, but it would be, I think it's $195 with shipping. There's not even free shipping. I gotta pay shipping. Brian, Iowa. Oh, that's funny. My birthday same as his mom's. Cool. Happy birthday to your mom. Thank you, Maxine. Thank you, Maxine. You know what? Anything is possible. So you know what? What we'll do? How about you guys? We go from 10-meter band and do each band downwards. Hey, there's Morse code on 7180. We start the 10-meter band. You know, something like 28, 400 or something. And then we go down to the 15, the 12, 15, 17, 20, 40, and 80. And we'll follow that. And between each, we'll like leave a little 5 or 10 minutes, you know, break and go down. You guys are open for that? I don't expect the 10-meter band to be open, but you know what? Sporadic E-skip could happen. There's so many things that could happen. So is everybody okay with that? We'll start with the 10-meter band, and we go down band by band. How about that? I'm hearing a station here. We're gonna start doing that. 8 seconds. Yeah, the stream is actually much better today. Absolutely. There's delays were actually much bigger in 2 years, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. It's amazing how YouTube, and have you guys noticed how in the past 6 months the stream has been really good? I think YouTube has been working hard to make the streams good because people were complaining. I was watching streams from other YouTubers that were really set up, you know, and in professional connections, and they would lag too. And lately it's been just great. So let's, you know, hope that it continues like that, because I mean, you know, when it lags or when things went bad, man, it drives you nuts. And I know that, you know, what I have with the equipment right here, it's not me. It's, if there's a lag, there's something happening. Mostly on the YouTube side, because I'm okay here. So, Fabrice, any new Texan radios coming soon? They didn't release a new product for a while now. I saw a rumor of a big portable Texan receiver with single sideband. That could be coming out like around late summer. So we'll see, because absolutely Texan has been working, you know, being on the, just surfing on the wave of radio, you know. Hey Ralph Bender, nice to have you here, and hope you're having fun at the wedding celebration. Absolutely. So I'm just gonna do my self promotion here for a second. If you guys enjoyed the show, don't forget, you can help me out with YouTube donations. They've been tremendously important to keep me on the air, keep me doing live shows. I mean, I babble and talk for hours to you guys, and I have a lot of fun doing it. But, you know, life, unfortunately, costs money. And it's really, really, really sad to talk about that, because it's like, you know, it's that thing you don't want to talk about. But I want to thank everybody who donated. Hey, if you watch this show, never donated, and are capable of donating, of course, because I know some of you can't, why not share a little something? And if you value the live shows that I do, if you know, I'm very, very stable. I mean, I'm here all the time. I rarely miss a show. So, you know, it's the guy wants to do something. And yes, monetization. Somebody in the comments this week kind of put, well, what are you asking for donations if your monetization is better? And I'm like, well, you know, I keep the donations to pay for stuff that I need. You know, I need a new laptop. I'm waiting for the right laptop, but I have to buy a laptop this year, and I mean, it's going to cost me a lot of money. So, you know, and I got to upgrade my equipment. I got to buy new stuff, and I got to always be on top to make sure that I'm capable of doing these shows and, you know, being here. So think about it. If you want to help me out, paypal.me/shortwave, not .com. A lot of people say it doesn't work because you do .com. It's .me/shortwave. Or if you're already donated in the past, my Yahoo email is the same. You also can be a patron. There's 9 patrons right now that are actually giving me a little something every month. Patreon.com/radio and computers. Why not help me out if you can? It's really nice. And if you enjoy what I do and all the time that I spend doing it in promoting everything, promoting the hobby of radio, of amateur radio and all of that, think about it. It really, really is something that is, I think, worth it, honestly. And thanks for all of those that donated. Okay, so you guys are ready to try another round of Let's Try to Tune 28400. Everybody on 28400. Let's go. 28400. Upper sideband, of course. And we'll leave it there. So go ahead, you guys. Try it out. 28400. Radioactive says, just bumped myself off the internet. So it's nice to have everybody here, by the way. So I don't know if 10 meters is going to propagate. 28435. I'm on 28400. Everybody's there. Can everybody okay with 28400? I think that's going to be okay. Yeah, but you know what, Richard? The thing is, there's other things that get into the factor. Even though the solar flux, you know, and the slow activity is low, you never know if there could be sporadic E-skip or something. You know, I'm not expecting, I don't have high hopes for 28400. But who knows? Who knows? And don't forget, guys, David Snyder has his ICOM R75 on global tuners that you can tune to on 28. He's on 28400 right now, and if you guys go on global tuners, you can tune his receiver for free. And I've tuned your receiver a few times, David. I need to go back. K6YYL on 28435. And we're going to go down. Yeah, Staten Island. A radio name, absolutely. So you're hearing someone in the distance on 400. So, you know, it shows that it's surprising what can happen. You know, as a shortwave radio guy, I've been listening to so many times that 10 meter band, you know, you go and tune and you might say there's, oh, it's impossible, it's not going to work. And you hear something because there's sporadic E-skip happening or other phenomena that, you know, has kind of turned on 10 meter band. If we just solely look at the 10 meter band with the solar activity we have right now, it's probably closed. But, you know, we can just try it out. And it's part of what amateur radio experimentation is all about. I think it's the fun part of it. So it seems that it's hopeless on 28400 or 28435 or whatever. And we're going to go down slowly into the bands. And if anybody wants to try to have a contact with anybody else. So there, we'll try for 28435. Can you call CQ, Kimberly? See if we can hear Kimberly. Who knows? Time for my second beer. So if any of our locals want to have a contact with Richard, 3775. Hey Danny from Australia, nice to have you here. And of course I am drinking La Fin du Monde. It is the end of the world, after all. And you're watching the Shortwave Show. No, this is not a beer show. Somebody the other day complained that he came to watch the show and all he saw was beer, and I replied back to him, well, obviously you didn't watch much of the show, since beer is about 1/10 of 1% of all the show. Calling CQ now, not hearing anything. I think that 10 meter band is dead. Hey, I'm Amper from Moscow. Danny says beer is life. And life is beer. Beer, astrology, and radio. What else? Actually, you know, that idea of radio astrology, it's kind of cool. Blanchard, no, this one is not the Megadeth one. This one is just the regular Fin du Monde. But I do see the Megadeth beer all the time. Absolutely. So, yeah. And beer Salona. I like that. Man, Privet. Jerry says beer keeps the show flowing. Okay, let's go down to the 12 meter band, guys. Let's try it out. Oh, cool, Keegan. Root beer is good. I like A&W. A&W root beer is amazing. Amazing. Have a listen to 7180. Okay, Paul, I will. Before we continue on. I got something on 7179, but it's very, very weak. 24980, 12 meters. Is everybody okay with that? 24980. Once again, I don't expect miracles on that band either, but for the fun of it and the sake of it, let's try all the bands. We could go up to 160. Oh, really, Kimberly? That pretty much is what I would expect if there would be some propagation on the 10-meter band. Would be probably to South America. Last time I heard something on the 10-meter band was about a month ago, and I heard Paraguay, Argentina, and Brazil. It was really propagation to the South American countries. Nothing else. I could not hear any of the other stations they were talking to. I was really just hearing those stations from South America. So 24980 upper sideband, of course. Anybody wants to try it out, that's where we are now parked on. 24980. And my noise floor there is S5, which is not too bad. Not too bad. So we'll see if we hear. I've got this head there. Let's just put a notch right smack in the middle. This is what I love about an SDR. Let's just put that notch right here, and there's no more head. There's no more sound. David Snyder says 7180 S9, but mostly noise. So David Snyder's on 24980, nothing. We'll stay there a little bit. Fastload says not much here. Jet Simon, person at 10-meter band Facebook group, worked Brazil earlier today. Yeah, it's very surprising. You got to try it from time to time, for sure. Lee I for you says here in Ohio on 7180. He's hearing Ohio in Iowa. Wow, this is tough to pronounce. Ohio in Iowa. Yeah, we're gonna go down to the 40-meter band, Richard. Let's try it. Let's try it out and go down slowly, and just try it out. So 741 is calling CQ on 24980, and K6YYL just worked Argentina 59 with USB on 48435. That's cool. These are like, wow, this is so much fun. Still nothing here on 24980. Let me just try 7197 that PLF radio is listening to. Yeah, I'm hearing something. 7197 lower sideband. It's not very strong though. Very weak. Yeah, 24980, Kimberly. I'm hearing someone PLF radio, but he's not very strong. So 24980 upper sideman. Anybody's making contact? Richard is on 7175. I'm gonna go down slowly. Red Wayne says bad match on 12-meter for me. KC2 and XP. So we're gonna go down. Okay, Richard, 7175, lower. Can we hear Richard? Nothing heard on 7175. Okay, how about you guys go on 21300? Around there. Anything around 21300 upper sideband? 15-meter band now. Going down. 21300 upper sideband. Or around if there's some activity for you guys. Let's check it out. David says, I have what seems to be Eastern European QSO on 7197, nearing a station with quite good audio quality. It could be, you know what, David? I had the impression it was not in English or anything. I had the impression it was East European type languages would be probably what I had the impression I was hearing on 7197. Okay, a little. Hey, Bobby Burgess, hearing something on 31300. Let's go down if you guys are not right. What about 21? Choose a frequency, guys. Well, let's check it out here, just for a few seconds. Yeah, the Cuban number station on 11635 is there. Not very strong, but it's there. So, what frequency you guys want to be on? 305? 21305 says radioactive. 21305 upper sideband. Okay. So let's hear it, guys. 21305 upper sideband. Who knows? Who knows if we'll hear anyone? I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really having a lot of fun. David Auden says, just had Mexico on 28410. S9 is Georgia. Wow, short skip. Georgia to Mexico. Skip is not very big. So nothing much. Richard just transmitted. Not hearing much going on right now. 21305 upper sideband is where amateur radio operators need to be. And I hope you guys are enjoying this little fun test of, not hearing anything either. As you are watching the Shortwave show, we're talking about amateur radio. PLF has 7185 LA9BM in Norway. I gotta try that one out. Norway? Norway. There's a very faint station on 7185. Thank you, Man Radio DXer. Will be. Yeah, I'm hearing it. It's not very strong, but I'm hearing the Norwegian on 7185. What's this call sign? I'm hearing something very weak, so it might be the Norwegian. So 21305, nothing. So you guys want to move on to Radioactive loves this test. Yeah, it is fun. How about we go to the 17 meter band? 18130 is 18130 still available from earlier? You guys want to try 18130 upper sideband? So everybody is watching, like my video right now. Montreal DXer is calling for a like spike. So let's click like on the videos. Let's go. Let's counterbalance the two idiots that always click down that, and that I don't just care. Sorry, just care, don't care. Oh! 18130, somebody called. I just heard someone on 18130. Hey, William Helms, absolutely. We're having fun. Yeah, Jerry, I heard somebody on 18130. Was brief though. No problem, Kimberly. We will give as much time as needed for everybody to try it out. And also it's going to be interesting because, you know, as time is moving on, as North America is moving into the late afternoon, early evening also. The problem with the scope on the R20 fast load is that for things like single sideband, it's kind of not usable because there's too many times when a single sideband signal is not there. It's good for stable signals, you know, an AM signal or an FM signal that's there transmitting. Oh, there. It's busy. So how about you guys try 18140? 18140. Let's move to 140 just to try it out. Cool. 18140 upper sideband. Let's see if we can hear. So, you know, propagation's there. There were some stations on 130. I don't know where they were, but it means that 17 meters is open, at least to Montreal. So 18140 upper sideband. XNADX is hearing someone on 7180 off frequency. Gary Golin says I'm hearing something in Michigan. Judd Simon says here's a conversation on 18130. Yeah. That's why we moved up to 18140. So I'm going to stay there for a few minutes and see if we can hear any of our friends. Kimberly calling CQ right now. Kimberly calling CQ right now. Can we hear any amateur radio operators on the band? And you are watching the live shortwave show. And this is from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. My name is Gilles. We've been on now for an hour and 40-something minutes. And we're having a lot of fun. Just today's an amateur radio special. So we are just kind of, you know, going through the different amateur bands. Andy Coley was calling. Bobby Burgess is hearing something on 18140. Tom Zhu also hears something. So no problem, Richard. It's funny because the noise is playing tricks on my ears. I have the impression of hearing something, which is funny. Crazy. Yeah, Keegan, I don't know if it's the same station, but on 7162.5 there was the station from Morocco earlier. So I'm not hearing anything. Anybody making a contact on 18140 right now? Lehigh for you says, sure, it's not a beer. The funny thing is, when you start listening to noise, you guys probably noticed a million times that for some reason our brain tries to trick us in thinking there's something there. It's almost as if our brain just wants to listen in on something rational, a conversation or something. Because so many times you're just sitting there, it's like, I have the impression I'm hearing something, you know? Mickey Dalmage is hearing stations from Florida that are rack chewing on 18140. Interesting. Really, really interesting to see the propagation differences from the different bands. Jerry says, the beer is talking to you. Drink me. Beer is always talking to me. Hey, Mr. Cat. How are you? Come here. People want to see you. If you guys want, 18115. Kimberly's asking to move to 18115. And here we are. 18115. I'm here. Anybody else listening in? Hearing anything? Judge Simon's on 18115. This is a fun experiment, you know. Even if I don't hear much right now, knowing, you know, 17 meter is the WARC band. Is it just for North America? That's a good question. Let's check out the WARC band. 17 meter WARC band. No, it's not just for North America. I've heard lots of DX there. So what I see here is that, come on, come say hi to everybody. Everybody wants to see you all the time. So let's just do this. And hey guys, a little cat wants to say hi right here. Mr. Cat wants to say hello to everybody. So I hope you guys are enjoying the amateur radio. He's come and join us to make sure that he hears all of your stations. For sure. So Mr. Paul saying hi to everyone. And here we go. So the 17 meter band is not just for North America. I've heard Europe on the 17 meter band. I've heard a lot of DX there, for sure. So it's not just the North American band, nope. No, it's not close to falling. Oh, Brian, I was hearing a female calling CQ on 18115. That might be Kimberly. That might be Kimberly. Oh, yeah, PLF radio. Probably because it's pretty much nighttime. Okay, yeah, if you mean for propagation, there's a good chance that right now it's, yeah. But don't forget one thing, because there's a lot of things about propagation that people sometimes don't understand. And it's, as we get into the longer days of summer, the 17 meter band, even in the middle of the night, can sometimes be open. Because as we will have the sun permanently illuminating the North Pole, the signals sometimes come over the pole. So sometimes you'll hear a station, for example, from North America saying beaming over the North Pole to Europe in July. And propagation will work even if you're in the nighttime, because the North Pole path is in daylight. So propagation sometimes works, especially when the solar flux is higher. Wow, cat hair everywhere. Your cat likes lasagna? No, he's a very finicky cat, I can tell you that. So, right now we're on 18115. You guys want to go down to 20 meter band? What frequency for the 20 meter band you want to choose, guys? 14175. Is that available? 14175. Oh yeah, I can tell you that DX loves his life. We're trying to, well, yeah, okay. 14310, what, oh yeah, absolutely. 20 meter band is pretty much a 24-hour band in the Northern Hemisphere when you're in the summer, in June, July. It is pretty much a 24-hour band, absolutely. It is amazing. And don't forget that we're getting into the longer days now. Slowly, the days are getting longer. So, how about it, guys? 14175 upper sideband. Tom Zeus says 14310. I don't know what frequencies you guys want to agree on. We'll try to do something with that. 20 meter band time. And we are experimenting on the shortwave propagation, basically. Kimberly says, still talking to the Texas station on 18115. So if you guys want to tune in, I'm on 14175, so I don't know if it's, I don't hear anything there. So maybe for you guys it's okay also, if you guys want to try it out. And so, you know, we're talking about the contribution of amateur radio operators to, you know, pretty much everything in the radio sphere, if you want, because there's just so much that has to do with radio. And, you know, even the younger generations today, you got to understand that radio, I mean, like I said earlier, you know, your smartphone is a transceiver. I mean, it's not working just by miracle. It's radio waves that are broadcasting on the information. Wi-Fi with your laptops, your tablets. So, it's kind of interesting. Oh, 14225 plus general license. So it can go higher. You guys choose a frequency, let me know. Whatever frequencies you guys choose, we'll do it. And see if we can hear anything. And for those that wonder how you become an amateur radio operator, well, it ends at 350, Richard. So it's from 14,000 to 14,350. Wow, JB is hearing K6YYL on 18115. No, 14,350. Yeah, the highest frequency is 14,350. That's where it stops. And around 14,290, 295, there's some AMers sometimes. There's not a lot of activity when I look at the 20 meter band right now. Rather quiet. Rather quiet band. So, for those that wonder how you become an amateur radio operator, well, usually you probably have you know, a radio club around you that you can follow some amateur radio courses. You got to learn some, you know, some bits of electronics and radio, how radio propagation works. The rules of the amateur radio community and bands, because there's also a lot of rules depending on, you know, the thing is, you know, how you understand the rules and regulations of the amateur radio community. So, you know, there's a lot of things happening that you gotta understand, and so it's not that it's that difficult, but yeah, K index has moved up to 4. Absolutely. The A index doesn't matter because the A index is a 24-hour average. But the K index is more like a now thing. So we see that K index has moved up to 4, so it's like, you know, almost to the threshold of a minor geomagnetic storm brewing right now. And yeah, look at that. The aurora is kind of moving up a little bit here. And yeah, we're up. We've been up above 100 watching almost constantly. So, where on a 20 meter band, guys? Let me know. I'm on 14175, but if you guys want another frequency for everybody to talk, including those that are not on the extra class. But if we look at dx.qsl.net, you can see that K index has moved up to 4, and we can see here that the aurora has been picking up a little bit of activity here. So look at that auroral zone right now. It's reaching Northern Europe. So that's a bigger aurora. Conditions are kind of being a little more towards the minor geomagnetic storming in conditions. Hey, take care, Donald Hausner, and your wife is much more important than watching my show. Absolutely. Unless you want to go crazy. So always nice to have everybody here. Hey, good night from Germany, my friend Dexfar74. Always nice to have you here. Always nice to have you guys here. Don't worry, guys. I also sometimes mess up. I see a goodbye, and it's like I think that station is going, or that guy's going, or whatever, and no, you're saying goodbye to another one, to another viewer. You know, it's kind of interesting. So, anyways, you go and pass a little license and a little exam, and you get your license. And there are several. Most countries have several classes of license. 1, 2, depending on the country. It's kind of different depending on the country. And hey, so where are we on 20 meters? How about 14,245? 14,245? How about it? Take care, Gary Gole. Nice to have you on board. How about 14? I'm on 14,245. Anybody wants to choose? 14,230 says JD Williamson. So anywhere that is quiet. Yeah, 14,230 is SSTV usually. So 245, okay. So everybody agreed on 245. $14,245. Robert Prosper, hey there. Will Shortwave Radio, let me just check it out here. Will Shortwave Radio go the way of Craigslist Personals in the US, or have Craigslist Personal now gone the way of Shortwave Radio? Discuss amongst yourselves. Well, Shortwave Radio is still there, and there are parts of the world that are just amazing. So, you know, Paul McDonald, nice to have you here. VA7ZZT, Albert Grove, BC. So we're on 14,245. Anybody who wants to, there's an amateur radio operator and wants to try it out. Yeah, with the K index moving up to 4, I can tell you one thing: the propagation might not be as good. Bobby Burgess is hearing 14,245. Hey guys, I'm just gonna go and watch one thing because the door is open in the back and it's kind of cold outside. I don't want to make the house cold. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Well, I left it open because Paul the cat is like in and out, so it's okay. Mickey Lomage is receiving KE8BII. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And you know, we're doing these live shows to try to promote the hobby, you know, honestly, and just make sure that a lot of people. Okay, Keegan, take care. Oh, I'm hearing somebody. It's very weak, but I'm hearing someone. Some of the noise, but I just heard someone. Jerry says WB2 IVN on 14245. Kind of interesting. And we're at the 2-hour mark. Yep. There's definitely something on 14255, but I just can't make it. Oh, it's so weak, it's difficult to make out. Somebody talking in English right now. Somebody's having a conversation right now. Yeah, Mad Radio DXer. You just heard Paul the Cat. Hey, Jim Howard, nice to have you here. N0 UWY in Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, Richard's hearing a Colorado station. It's possible. I thought I heard a kilo something. He's putting his paws on my knee saying, hey, man, I want to have food. Dave Todd's hearing a KB4. And I'm just going to go and give food to Mr. Paul the Cat, and I'll be back in exactly 2 minutes, guys. Theodore Sears, nice to have you on board. So, hey, Mr. Cat, you want to have food? Come over. I'm going to give you the food you want. So here we are back. Sorry guys about Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul. Okay, so yeah, I got something on 14245 also. What else do we have? WB2 IVNs from Colorado. Bram says, same here, some hams from Colorado. Or WB station, Richard says. So it's WB2 something, probably. Any other old American Shortwave Listener Club members? Yeah. Nikki Dalmash says K6YYL, Kimberly is working Wyoming. Or WY. Yeah. Cool. Oh, WY station, you mean? Is that? WB, W1. Huh. What is there? Depends what old shortwave listener Jim Howard means. WPE 0EW. Paul McDonald's calling. VA7ZZT's calling on 14245. Ernie Turner just heard the young lady. So it could be Kimberly. And Ernie's VK3DET. It's almost time for Australia to make it up to North America. Pretty much on the 20 meter band. That would be a nice DX. That would be a nice DX. I feel young sometimes because when I watch you guys saying, well, start listening or being a ham in 1950 or 60 or at least, I started in early 80s, which still makes me older than a lot of people that we've got brought up with that. I can tell you that. David Snyder says 59. He's 59. I've listened to shortwave since I was 14. First radio, a Candle portable. Wow, a Candle portable Candle. I remember the Candle radios. These were so cheap. The Candle radios. I remember that. Candle. Radio Shack DX 160. Sony 2010 and Drake R8. And now an ICOM R75. That's a step up. You go from a Candle radio to a Radio Shack DX 160. Then you move to a Sony 2010, which is, oh, okay. And then a Drake R8. You're like, oh, wow, And an ICOM 75 is pretty good. Wow. That's so sad. That would have been great, you guys. Australian, California making a contact. That would have been really, really great. Oh, man. You know what, David? I feel so much for you. I am smack in the middle of the city, and I can tell you that the noise I got drives me totally crazy. I'm totally crazy. Sorry, guys. Just sneezed. So, it's... we miss on a lot of stuff, David, honestly, because when I go to Perry Island, where the noise goes down, really down, I gotta tell you one thing. I hear so many things. I'm like, wow, if that would be shortwave listening at home, I'd be in heaven. I mean, it's crazy how the noise in urban areas in cities, or even in smaller cities, is just crazy. So it's amazing. So. Yeah, the Sony 2010 is still an amazing radio. PA1 SBM Alex 43 started with CB at 6 or so. Well, I reached 49 this week. I reached 49 this week and started listening back in 1982. A little before, honestly. My dad bought a multiband radio. I was maybe a year and a half before, so maybe I was 13 years old when I started listening. 12, like 12 years old. But my first real radio, which is the Realistic DX100 here, I was 13 years old. Back in 1982. So yeah, we're going to go to the next band. Absolutely, Jenny Williamson, you are totally right. Let's go to the next band. So let's move down to the 40 meter band, guys, before we continue on the chat and talk. Anybody wants to choose a frequency on the 40 meter band below 7200 so that our guys in Europe can also join in? So please choose a frequency in the 40 meter band. I'll choose 7150 lower. So I'm on 7150 lower, but it's close to another signal. Below 7200, please, because in Europe they're not allowed above 7200. So below 7200, in lower sideband, please choose a frequency that's clear, and let's have use stations. I have a feeling that this will be better than we did 2 hours ago. 2 years ago. 2 hours ago. So anybody wants to try a 40-meter station? $71.75. Some say $71.75. $71.75. I hear something on $71.75. I don't know if it's... So $71.75. Any other frequency? Thanks, Madrid DXer, for the birthday wishes. Yeah, David, the average home has an internet, wireless phone, and lots of interference. Jim, you know, when I was on the International Radio Report, even when I did the CIDX barbecue, and I laughed about the fact being very close to 50, and half, if not the majority of the people there just looking at me like, yeah, you're just a young baby, and that's nothing, just, yeah, barely 50, oh, come on, you're just a kid. And, you know, it shows the average age of our hobby also, you know, unfortunately. But, yeah, I know. But I'm old for a lot of, you know, I'm an old fart for a lot of guys also. So, oh, Brad Wayne got a Grundig FR 200 for $8.99. That's not bad. Not bad. The Grundig FR 200. Isn't that this little thing here? Let me just check it out here. But I think it is. Here we go. Grundig FR 200. You're actually going to like it. It drifts a lot. Okay, I got to warn you, it drifts a lot. But you're actually going to be surprised at how sensitive it is. And of course, it's a hand crank radio, so you can actually power it by cranking. And it's kind of an emergency type radio with little rechargeable battery inside. You're going to have fun with it. For $9, I would have bought it also. I can tell you that. For $8.99, I would have purchased that. Yes, CRI is usually what's on 7210, J.D. Williamson. So I'm hearing people right now. So they want 85? Yeah, 40 meters is very busy. Say around 85? How about 85? J3ZEN, hello there, says 7135. I hear somebody very close to 7185, so it's not a good frequency. There's somebody real close to 7135. 20 meter band is really busy. So K6YL can be on 7178. Can we try that? 7178? I hear someone on 7178 here. I hear that station on 7180. There's some DX station on 7180. Jerry says 7195. Quiet here. 7195, everyone. Lower side band. Before we move on to the 80 meter band. 7195. Everybody okay with that? Hey, Maglone. Nice to have you on board from Northport, Florida. Oh, it's really nice to have you here, Leo. Tom Zeus says 7195 is busy there. So let's try 7195. I've got nothing here. Radioactive says 7195 high noise floor. I got an S7 noise here. And then we'll move down to Richard is on 3775. We'll move down to 80 meters and try it out. So Miki says 7195 is busy there. So Mark Brando, hey, nice to have you here. Says busy also. What frequency can we try? 7190? Okay, Radioactive is calling on 95. I just heard someone. David Steiner says on... Somebody just called it, asked if the frequency was in use. Anybody just called and asked if the frequency was in use? Yeah, David, we live in big cities. That's why we got so much noise. I mean, it's crazy. So 7175 noises. I just heard a CQ. So somebody just called CQ. Is it KC2 and XP? There's definitely someone that just called CQ. Dave Todd says K8BII. Kimberly heard somebody on 195. Yeah, we can try 60 meters. Oh yeah, 60 meters. I was about to jump over that. I'm not used to 60 meters. Hey, the guy just mentioned official shortwave channel. So it's obviously one of you guys. Look at that. I definitely heard the same thing as Dave Todd. Somebody just talking. Judd Simon says also. Someone just mentioned watching YouTube channel. Exactly. That's what I heard also. Hey, Casey Red Dragon. Nice to have you here. Yesu FT901 into a G5 RV. Yeah, Dave. That's what he said. Wow. What station is it? I didn't hear the call sign. This is really cool. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. No, not yet, Casey Red Dragon. I think, I'm not sure a lot of people are set up for that. So we heard somebody mention the shortwave channel in 7195. The Hi For You says also heard it. Hey, Antoine K3DY, nice to have you here. And here we go. It's KC2 and XP. I just heard a call KC2 and XP. I just heard the call KC2 and XP, which is Brett in the state of New York. I was too busy, Richard, I was too busy trying to figure out who is mentioning my channel in 7195. We're going to go down soon to 3775. Hey, Thomas Taylor, nice to have you here. This is so cool. Well, we heard somebody, and I did pretty much hear KC2 and XP. So, Andy Kelly. This is cool. This is cool. Yeah, KC2 and XP. Jerry says heard KC2 and XP clear on 7195. So that's Brett Wayne in New York. Tom Zeus says KC2 and XP F9 S9 plus 59 plus 10 here. Just QSO'd. So that's what we just heard. Woohoo! KC2 and XP. We heard the mention of the shortwave channel, the official shortwave channel, and everything. Wow, pretty cool. Cool. This is cool. We heard a station. Okay. Anybody up for the 60-meter band? Is anybody set up for the 60-meter band? I guess the 60-meter band is not everybody that might have rig for it. So anybody would have a frequency on the 60-meter band, which is in 5 megahertz range, that we can try out. Look at the powerful signal here.
Mike, 3 Alpha Whiskey Alpha, you're 5 and 9, over. Thank you, 73, ciao. QRZ, Italy, United 4, Foxtrot, November, Oscar.
Oh, Italian station, 7132. Italy, United 4. Yes, BLF Radio tomorrow, 2000 hours Universal Time again. Italian United 4. So this is an Italian station. So for those that can, we'll briefly go to the 60-meter band. What frequency you gonna try? Okay, Antoine wants to try 7195 for the. So you guys that were there, just hold on. Antoine, can you try it out? K3DY, 7195, lower sideband. This is kind of fun. Really an interesting evening. Hey, VA2XMX Pedro. Nice to have you here. 7196. Well, I'm hearing something. I believe I just heard something weak on 7196. No problem, radioactive. So, David Arden says 5403.5 is the calling frequency. Radioactive says 5330.5 upper sideband. So 5330, oops, 5330.5 upper sideman, guys. 5330.5 upper sideman for those that can do 60 meters. Let's try it out. Five three three 0.5. Tom Zeus says, thanks for making my first formal QSO using SSB. Only using this mode for contest before. Cool. So 5330.5 for those that can. Try it out. I hear something. I'm hearing something, but it's very weak. Yeah, but Richard, you go to 5330 and you play with the BFOs to change the tone. So you can listen to 5330.5 even though you're on 5330. You just got to play with the BFO, Richard. Jerry says 5330.5 faint. Thomas Taylor says I hear them in Florida, can make it out. TOT says here's something on 5330.5 extremely weak in Toronto. Hey Richard, is your 3775 frequency, Richard Tribble, is it still free? So Antoine K3D1 wants to try 40 meters again. You guys want to go back to 7196 and see if we can contact Antoine? There's somebody on 7197 though. Okay, Richard. We're going to 3775 in not long. We're going to try it out. I didn't hear anything on 5330 also. Take care, David Snyder. Always nice to have you on board. Take care, PLF Radio. Find a frequency, Antoine, and let us know. While we wait, we're going to see if we hear Richard Tribble on 3775. I think I just heard you, man. We just heard Richard. We just heard Richard talking about the official Shortwave Radio show. Pretty cool. November 1, MUG. MUG. I just heard the call from N1 NUG. That's cool. So we heard Richard and we heard N1. I think I heard KC2 also. $741 says you heard me, N1 in UNG. Absolutely. Pretty cool. Radioactive is the only way I hear N1 NUG is on Shortwave Radio. Yeah, I just heard KC2 and XP. Of course, everybody that's closer in the Northeast will hear pretty much all of these stations on 80 meters. Pretty nice. Pretty nice to hear all these stations. So temporarily going up to 7165. And see if we can hear Antoine calling. Amazing signal from K3DY, 7165, calling CQ. K3DY, just heard Antoine at 7165 with a pretty good signal. This is cool. It is. Mad Radio DX here is saying that 7165 is actually weak, but it's there on the U20 receiver in the Netherlands. So yeah, absolutely. It's K3DY, Antoine. TOT heard it also. Jerry DX says 7165 S8. I heard it really well also. Kimberly is not hearing in the West Coast, but wow, K3DY heard in the Netherlands. Bobby Burgess did not receive 7165, and wow, this is cool. So K3DY, Antoine received well here, and N1 NUG. N1 and UG, 7165. Well, really, K3DY? 100 watts into his rain gutter. Well, it works really well. Yeah, Kimberly, absolutely. As we go into the into the nighttime of 40 meters is going to improve on the West Coast. You know, it's like we're on the prime time here for 40 meters right now. 741. I'm booming in 40. Pretty cool. This is pretty cool, honestly. Really nice. RDB says Northern Ohio in country nothing but noise. Noise. Gotta love it or hate it, or live with it. In my case, I gotta live with it. So it's nice. We heard K3DY. We heard N1 and UG. Really, really nice. Yes, we are going into the gray line. Absolutely. It's kind of the best, one of the best times of the day right now. So, Free Saxon, hello there. 40 meters seems to be pretty good. So, anybody wants to try anything any other frequency? Hey, Richard Tribble, are you set up for 160 meters? Out of curiosity, I know that not a lot of people are set up for 160. Yes, Richard, I know if I had my license, actually we would have a contact live on the live show. And it would be called the official amateur radio channel. So anybody wants to try 160 meters? David Arden has heard K3DY. Antoine has heard N1NUG, but didn't hear him. So, sad. But man, the rain gutter is amazing with 100 watts. It's actually a good antenna. 1997. So you guys want to try 1997? 1997. Lower sideband with a lot of noise here. It's going to be interesting to see if it does something. 1997. See if anything comes in. I have amazing. I usually have amazing reception on a 160 for a guy that lives in the city. In the night times, I hear these guys lecturing on 1850 and 1930 from the northeast U.S. states all night, and with amazing signals. I'm actually surprised that I'm receiving them as well, because the lower you go in frequency in general, the higher the noise levels. And I'm surprised that I can hear them. And you know, it's still kind of light out, so it's still early for 160 meters, honestly. Really, really early for 160 meters. Okay. So, here's the deal. We take a break for like, I'll babble on with different things if you guys have questions. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the amateur radio bands if you guys want to. And how about, in about 20 minutes time, we try a couple of frequencies again if you guys want to. If anybody's up for that. That could be interesting. But I think a rundown of the amateur radio bands might be interesting, with a very quick look at the propagation of these bands. For those that wonder and that want to learn more, Brightwine 3954. Let's see here. 3954. Here we are. 3954. So, you're learning CW, Richard? I think I just heard very faintly in the background KC2 and XP. 3954. I think I just heard KC2 and XP very, very faint. Hey, F. Blassie. Nice to have you on board, my friend. I believe I heard KC2 and XP. Not sure. You often do some CW, Richard? Yeah, KC2 and XP, I just heard you. Kimberly says, yes, please. 20 minutes is great. Jason Wallace, WBX contest this weekend, so the main ham bands should be busy. Oh, this weekend? Wow. D. Halkins, howdy. Shout out from the Lone Star State. So, we're going to take a little break. I have a few things to talk about, and it's nice to have you here. Aaron Will.I.am, greetings from Wales. Nice to have you here. Take care, J.D. Williamson. Always nice to have you on board. And it's nice to have everybody here. We've been maintaining a 100 score. So a few things I wanted to mention, okay? First of all, before we continue and do a little more, I still have one beer for tonight, because I bought a 6-pack, so 3 for tonight, 3 for tomorrow. I just finished my second beer, so we'll hang on a little more. And, okay, Richard, 1997. And I'll put myself in CW mode. See if you can hear it. So, what I want to say is that this weekend is this change of schedules for the shortwave international broadcasts. It is soon for 160 meters, absolutely. So, on Sunday, March 25th, what's going to happen is that there's going to be a change in frequencies of your favorite shortwave stations. Some stations will take care, David. And yes, tomorrow, 2000 hours UTC, we're still here. No problem, Richard. So, basically, on Sunday, if you don't hear your favorite station on a frequency that you're used to, like, you know, Radio Romania or anything, remember that there's a change in the frequencies because we're changing a schedule season. The reason for that is because the same frequencies we use for summer and winter often don't propagate well in different seasons. So there's a change in frequency. So Sunday, new schedules. It's the time where we're always a little lost in trying to find where the stations we listen to are. Some stations use year over year the same frequencies, so we kind of have, if you remember the frequencies of last summer, you'll probably, you know, find that basically, you know, the stations in, you know, the same spot you heard last summer, if you can remember them. But if you want to have a advanced outlook, because one of the biggest problems about those schedules is that they are not necessarily available on your favorite website, because people don't realize it, but maybe on Sunday you'll go on that favorite website you have of shortwave schedules and understand and look at it and say, well, I don't find what's on that frequency at this time, because it will take several weeks for all the websites that deal with schedules to actually get updated. For example, my favorite website, which is the EIBI space site, it's going to take a certain time for that schedule to be actually activated into the 8/18 season. Now, where you can actually find data in advance is the HFCC website. The HFCC, which is the High Frequency Coordination Committee, something like that, they actually have, it's the way that these broadcasters will actually try to tell them and try to prevent interference. We will be on these frequencies at this time so that they can check if there's some clashing going on. There's a few countries that don't work with that. Radio Havana, Cuba, for example, doesn't care about the shortwave bands. So here you can have an advanced look at the frequencies used. So on the hfcc.org website, you can have the updated transmission schedules as these stations have sent them, either by transmitter site or company, if you want, organization probably. But there's also a little list which is available. If you go on the hfcc.org website, you go on the public data files. There's a file called A18allx2.zip. That is every schedules that have been registered for A18. So it's probably the best list you can have right now of shortwave stations. So here you go. I just did it. So there's, if we look at by language, by broadcast, whatever, all. So there's a text file here. So let's extract. Let's extract that on the desktop. Okay. Let's go on the desktop for a second. Should have that here. Here it is. So here's all the frequencies and all the stations by time and by whatever in a file format. This is all the registered stations for the A18, and it's available as a file. So depending on what you want to listen to, you can actually use this temporarily to find your favorite stations, for example. So hfcc.org, and download the zip file. It's a text file, so it opens on every device, and you will have what is registered right now as the frequencies for different stations. So for example, let's just look at I think 9730 was Radio Romania last year. Let's just check that out. Is 9730 registered? Let's check out the frequencies. What is registered here? Interesting. Yeah, Romania, Radio Romania International. That is my phone ringing, and it should not be ringing. And yes, this is the BBC interval signal right now. So so you have all the transmissions in different languages. So for example, 9730, 0100, 01 in English, 9730, same frequency as last year. It's written there in the list, and so on. So you can use these lists to know what's on. If you can't find your favorite transmission, it's all going to be there, and it's going to let you understand and let you know where your favorite stations are, and if you've lost track of your favorite broadcaster. So remember also, and as MDK2 is mentioning, and it's very, very very true. You got a very thanks MDK2, by the way, for sharing it. So it's UTC time. So you guys got to remember one thing. Sunday, March 25th starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow in North America. That means tomorrow night, if you want to listen to Romania, they have moved to their new frequencies tomorrow night, because it is UTC Sunday. Remember that when you use UTC time, you got to remember that the UTC date goes with the time. As a new day starts at midnight at 0100, the new Sunday schedule starts at 0100 also, and that means for Eastern North America and for more North America in general, a lot of the schedules tomorrow night will already be in the summer schedules. Mighty KBC is moving frequencies tomorrow night, and Radio Romania and your favorite stations. Of course, there are stations that stay at the same schedule, so you got to understand that. And basically, it's really, really cool to have, at least some way of really getting the new schedules and everything. So just remind you that this is important to know. The other thing to know is that so I'll be here tomorrow, 2000 hours UTC. Tomorrow is I'm doing a special Pirate Radio broadcast. It's going to be a Pirate Radio special talking about Pirate Radio and everything. And one of the things that I want to say is that next week, hey Eric, VA2MO, nice to have you here. So next week is, of course, Easter weekend. And Easter weekend is, one of the big holidays in the year. So first of all, increased activity in the pirate bands, pirate activity. So it's very important to actually check that out. The other thing I want to say about the Easter weekend is that it is also Global HF Pirate Weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, something like that, or Friday. Wait, let me just track. Yeah, I think it's that. It's Saturday. Today we're 30th. Yeah, 31st. Let me just get my things here. Okay, it's Friday, the 30th, Saturday, the 31st, and Sunday, April 1st. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we will have a global HF Pirate Weekend. That means pirates are going to be more active, not just because it's Easter, but because it coincides with the Pirate Weekend. And remember that on the global HF Pirate Weekend, pirates are not just in what we call the pirate bands. Pirates can be anywhere. Last time I heard Shortwave Radio in Holland on 15070, which is one of the frequencies he uses a lot, and 15070 is one of the pirate frequencies you should always check for. And so there could be tons of pirate activity next week. It's going to be interesting to check it out. Okay? That's for sure. So that's a few things we have to say. Tomorrow, of course, is another shortwave show. And, of course, if you want to help me out, you can, of course, send your donations if you wish to help me out. Always nice to have you on board. Of course, by paypal.me/shortwave or to the Yahoo email that you see on your screen if you have a PayPal address. And a PayPal account, sorry. Patreon.com/radioandcomputers if you want to join 9 patrons that are helping me out right now. A little something every month. If you think this show is worth it, if you think this show is cool, why not think about it? It's a great way to help me out. You don't use any of these things, send me an email at officialshortwaveradio@gmail.com and say, hey man, I don't use PayPal and I don't use those electronic thingies because I'm scared, and we'll find a way that you can send a contribution of some sort. Absolutely. So, you know, if you think that it's really nice what I do, and, you know, I take a lot of time to prepare these and to you know, just have fun with you guys. Think about it, man. It might be something that is totally worth it. So, you know, I know it's, you know, we all have hard-earned cash. We work hard for our money. But sometimes some things are worth it, and I think this is. So if you agree with that, why not, you know, and any amount helps. I always get this, you know, email or this message of, well, you know, I'm so sorry I send you just that, or just, if you send me $1, I'm happy, okay? I don't care the amount. The amount isn't important. Is that, you know, regular contribution is much more important than huge amounts. And, of course, if you have $1 million to donate, I'll be happy. And I promise to you that not only will I be here for the next year, I will also be on the shortwave bands. With $1 million, I will be on WBCQ, WRMI, and we'll do a show on the shortwave bands. So thanks, everybody. I mean, you know, it's cool to be here. And if you think this is worth it, please help me out. You know, it's nice to be here. And, of course, those that can't, don't worry about it. It's okay. You know, I understand totally. So, okay. Yeah, as you mentioned, Richard, absolutely. A lot of stations kind of try to keep their same frequencies. Because, you know, honestly, if you can remember the frequencies for the summer or the winter times, well, you know, it helps out to stay on the same frequencies. Eric Vieto MO, I'm in Montreal, Quebec. And for those that wonder, my name is Gilles. And of course, we are here, northeast part of North America, for sure. I'll be checking out. The Radio Thailand. They're going to change probably for the summer schedules, but you know, we're going to still check out Radio Thailand or something. Okay, what else is there? What else is there? Don't forget to go and get some holy water at a local spring before sunrise on Sunday morning. My dad used to do that all the time. Oh yeah, $1 million, Fabrice. If I get $1 million today, all I'm going to say is we'll do shows until the day I die. It's my promise to whoever donates $1 million. A shortwave show until the day I die. Oh God. So what else do we have? What else do we have? Has any shortwave broadcasters changed to A18 yet? No, technically. Well, you know, we got to be careful because shortwave broadcasters, by the way, are, you know, some of them are constantly changing their frequencies. Some of them, even in the middle of a shortwave schedule season, will often change frequency at some point if they see that some frequencies don't get any listeners and stuff like that. So, but technically, the new shortwave schedules are going to be in effect at 0000 hours UT, March 25th. So, you know, it's gotten better because when I was a shortwave listener in the 80s, stations would change 4 times a year, not 2. There would be a scheduled season for every season. So that was something, I can tell you that. Today it's just 2 times a year, you know. It's a little better, but unfortunately it has one. It has one that is. It has one, you know, that is not really cool, and basically, what happens is because of the twice a year, sometimes the frequencies they choose in that period of time where we have the transition are not necessarily good, because some frequencies are good for June, July, and so on, but some of them are you know, bad in the transition time. What else do we have? What else do we have? Well, for Linux, a CSV viewer, comma separated value viewer for Linux. Off the top of my head, I don't. Anybody has a good CSV viewer or comma separated value viewer for Linux? Out of any chance? Because can't you open CSVs if you have LibreOffice in Linux? Can't you open CSVs using one of the Office apps? Or maybe you tried it and you don't like it. Anyway, maybe. Man. Oh yeah, absolutely. MDK2. You know, it's easier to do it twice a year than 4 times a year. The only thing is that the transition area, you know, sometimes there's a small period of time where your frequencies are no good, because obviously 4 times a year was kind of a better way to do it, but for everybody it was complicated. You know, already 2 times a year is complicated for most people, you know. So take care, MDK2. It's nice to have you on board. Yeah, in Linux, LibreOffice, I believe, will have you view CSV. So yeah, but the problem, Radioactive, is that a notepad style thing is, because a CSV is a special file. It's a comma separated value file. So all you see in a text viewer is a bunch of data with commas everywhere. So it's kind of annoying and difficult to view. But I think in Linux, if you have LibreOffice installed, you will have a good way to view the CSV with in LibreOffice there's an equivalent to Access, which is the database thing for Office. And with that, I think CSVs will open really nice, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that is. So yeah, tomorrow, 2000 hours UTC. So hey, we're at 3-hour mark in our shows. I'm sorry last week, by the way, because a lot of people commented on, well, your show last week was kind of shorter than usual, and it was kind of not cute, kind of not nice. And I was like, well, you know, I was a little tired, and I'm sorry for those that, you know, I always like to say there's no set time for these shows. So if it lasts 2 hours, it could last 2 hours sometimes. It could last 5 hours and 30 minutes sometimes. You guys know about it. So, oh yeah, radioactive. A CSV is because what happens with the CSV file is that if you have a program that actually can remove the commas and separate the data, because the CSV file is for that. Comma separated values with the proper file, it will remove the commas and give you just the data. So you know, yeah, I don't know if WRMI will change to 11580. Let's you know what, we can maybe check out the when I open the file. Let's just check it out for a second here. I'll go here. Let's find Control F. Yeah, 11580. Okay. And we've got RMI stated to use this frequency on 11580. Yep. English, Spanish, and Russian or something. So WRMI is supposed to be back using 11580. And that's going to be good news for me because I can't hear at all 7780. So you know. Yeah, well, Linux, it depends on the Linux version. So Linux can use Firefox, can use Chrome. There's a version of Chrome called Chromium. There's also a version of Chrome for Linux. But for comma separated value stuff, you need a special viewer that removes the commas and shows you the data, the clean data. And I believe LibreOffice, you know, I need to try it out. But I believe LibreOffice will have what you need to view the CSV files correctly. So, Radioactive still chugging on a root beer. Pretty cool. So, hey, you hams out there. Anybody wants to try a frequency? Let me know. We'll tune to that frequency range and see what we can hear. If you guys want to tune around. So let's check what's on 40 meters. One of the frequency ranges that's kind of cool. Yep, EIBI will have their summer schedules out in a couple of weeks. Take care, Richard. Always nice to have you on board. Substation at 7148.9.8.9. So what frequencies you guys want to choose? You want to try a 20 meter frequency and go down again? Kimberly? Anybody? It's up to you guys. Hotel Alpha Tree Station. Hotel Alpha Tree Station. HA3NU, located in Hungary. So we have a station in Hungary, and I'm getting hungry. Hotel Alpha 3 November uniform, 7148.8 lower sideband in Hungary. Okay, Kimberly, any frequencies you want to choose? Mike Smith, hello there. Nice to have you here. So what frequency you want to choose, Kimberly, so we can try it out? Radioactive says he's got a decently low noise on 7182. I do have a station that's closed though. There's somebody on 7183. Is 7180 available for all of you? How about 7180? Out of curiosity. 7180 lower sideband. If Kimberly and everybody wants to try it out. I'd like to hear Kimberly in California. Somebody's tuning or keying. Sorry guys, I just got a little something. Okay, here we go. Okay, so doable. Brett Wayne says some slow scan TV on 7171. So look, I'm staying on, there's a station real close though. 7181. There's a lot of activity. I'm calling CQ now. There's somebody just lower though. Somebody's talking on I think it's 7178. Radioactives is hearing K6YYL. Woohoo! That is cool. That is cool. You wanna? Okay, Brett Wayne wants to do slow scan TV. Anybody up for slow scan TV with Brett Wayne? If not, we'll try it out. That could be cool. I'm up for SSTV. Let's. I'm gonna fire up my software here, and we'll try it out. What frequency you want to try? KC2NXP. Keegan says here's something on 7130, 7180. Sorry. Yeah, possible K6YYL. He's just been heard by Radioactive. KF7ELY. Okay, let's try it out. So here goes, Brett. I'm on 7171. I believe it's an upper sideband for SSTV, right? And I'll just stay there and see if we hear something. 7171. We'll see if we hear Slow Scan TV. 7171. Who knows? Who knows? So Keegan thinks he heard K6YYL too. Really cool. Northwest Arkansas. That is cool. That is actually really cool. What other frequency is there for SSTV in the 80 meter band? I actually never heard Slow Scan TV on the 80 meter band. What's the SSTV frequency there? Well, I think Slow Scan TV is an upper sideband. It's a digital mode. So usually digital modes are in upper sideband, right? As you are watching. As you are watching the Shortwave Radio Show, we're at 3 hours and 12 minutes into our show. We will be back tomorrow, of course, with another show for those that wonder. 2000 hours Universal Time is always the time. And hope you enjoy our show for today. As we are in our amateur radio special show. Before we leave, I'll do a quick rundown of the amateur bands for those that want to listen in, what are the frequency ranges, and the best time to listen to. So you've got 3845, 3857. So any of you guys want to try, or Brett, can you try 80 meters? 3845? Is 3845 available? Got nothing here. You want to try 3845 Slow Scan TV picture? Whoops. Wrong thing. Here we go. How about that one? 3845. Can you do that, KC2NXP? It's going to be interesting to see if we can hear something. Keegan says K5 BRU call heard on 7180. Cool. Really cool to have everybody here. And thanks guys for participating in this radio amateur special with, you know, kind of an experiment, having you guys do calls on different bands. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to be able to have all of that. Hey, SWL France, nice to have you on board. Bonsoir, bienvenue. Toujours un plaisir. So for those that wonder about the amateur bands, some of the amateur bands, there's the 10 meter band, which is 28,000 to 29,700. Daytime band mostly, but surprising band for special propagation like sporadic E-skip, for example. Whoa, that's not what I want. We've got 12 meter band, 2489. to 24990. It's a ward band. It's one of these bands that were added after. Also mostly a daytime band, but can be surprising depending on propagation and selectivity. Then we've got a 15 meter band, 21,000 to 21,450. Mostly daytime band, but you never know. And when solar activity is high, and in summertime, even in the nighttime, sometimes you hear things there. Then you've got 18,068 to 18,168. Another nice band. This is one of my favorite, by the way. It's a ward band. It's one of my favorites. I've DX'd a lot of stuff there. It's amazing. And these bands are cool. The ward bands that we call WRARC are nice because when there's a contests are not allowed to be in the ward bands. So it helps out because you can listen to something else. Then you've got 20 meters, which is one of the great bands, probably one of the most popular, 14,000 to 14,350. In the wintertime, will mostly be a daytime band, but in the summertime, it's like a 24-hour band. Great band. If you want to DX, it's an amazing band to listen to. Most of these bands, 14 megahertz and up, are upper sideband. Apart from the fact that there's CW and everything. Below 14 megahertz, almost everything is lower sideband, except the 60 meter band, which is very unique and divided into specific channels. So basically, you've got the 30 meter band, which is a CW and digital band only. There's no voice there, which is on 10 megahertz. There's the 40 meter band that we were on a little earlier, 7,000, 7,200 in Europe, 7,000, 7,300 North America. Take care, Mad Radio DXer. This is lower sideband, a great band to DX. You've got 60 meters, which is divided into channels. So there's like 5 or 6, 7 channels, something like that, in the 5 megahertz space, shared with utility. Then there's 80 meters, 3,500 to 4,000 kilohertz, lower sideband. One of the great bands also for more local, nighttime band mostly, but nice band. You can DX, some people DX the world on 80 meters. And 160 meters is 1.800 to 1,800 to 2,000 kilohertz, lower sideband. So these are kind of cool. Great bands to listen to. David Artist says, I have been on HF for about 5 years and I still can't name all the band's frequencies. Great going, Joel. That's from 35 plus years of radio listening, I will tell you. So hey guys, we're going to call it quits for tonight. I hope you amateur radio operators enjoyed the night. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. It's always nice to be here. We've been on for 3 hours and 20 minutes almost. Thanks for being here. We're going to have another show tomorrow, 2000 hours UTC, Pirate Radio Special. And I got to say, I got a feeling some pirate might broadcast my show tomorrow. I don't know. So take care, everybody. Hope you enjoy the shows. Oh, by the way, before I go, I heard the voice of the report of the week on WRMI this week. It was the second time that I heard, and I posted a video. And of course, it always posts on Twitter a link. And I got a reply on Twitter from Voice of the Report of the Week that tells me, thanks for listening in. And he had it in the comments on Twitter, I've been a great fan of your YouTube shows. And it's like, wow, this is cool. So it's kind of really, really cool. One of those cool moments. So anyways, take care, everybody. Have a blast. You want to peek out the window. Nothing special, but if you want to peek out the window, I will. Absolutely. Kimberly likes that. Have a peek out the window. So let me just do what I can to have an easy peek out the window. It's kind of difficult right now. And I don't know if you guys are going to see well. Where the hell is that? Okay. It's a little complex, but I'll do it because I cannot say no to Kimberly. And here we go. So, Kimberly, there might be a lot of reflections on the window due to the lights, but here's your peek of the window. So, there's snow on the ground, of course, still. And that's pretty much what it looks like. It's about, I don't know, 20, in Fahrenheit, it's about 30, right now, about 35 Fahrenheit. And the pirate flag is there, and it's supposed to be there soon, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the peek, Kimberly. And 2,000 hours UTC, Brian, Iowa. 2,000 hours, 2000 UTC tomorrow. And take care, everybody. Yeah, we've got about maybe a foot of snow left on the ground. But it, at this time it's going to melt fast. And in a couple of weeks there won't be any more snow unless we get a snowstorm. Because here it's the biggest problem is it's going to be super warm. We're going to be in the really cool, warm weather, and suddenly the snowstorm is going to blast through, and we're going to have another foot of snow. Anything can happen at this time of year here. But today was a beautiful spring day. I took a 2-hour walk before doing the show today because it was so beautiful. I know you guys in the Northeast are being hit hard. I follow one of the podcasters, Paul Tarot, that does Windows stuff on his First Ring Daily show. And you guys in the Northeast have been hit with constant snowstorms. Here, it's cold, much colder than it should be. The temperature here in the daytime right now should be about in the 40s, which is about, 6, 7, 8 Celsius. But we've been below zero, around 20s, 30s for the past couple of weeks, which is much colder than usual for us here. And it's really, really been cold for this thing. We even had, last week, a week and a half ago, we had minus 17. It was almost 0 Fahrenheit. For the month of March, this is very cold for here. We have that in January or December, but not in March usually. So it's really weird weather. Very, very peculiar. So take care, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Always nice to be here tomorrow. 2000 UTC, 2,000 hours UTC. Same time, same frequency. Well, same channel. Take care, everybody. Hope you enjoyed and really had a lot of fun. It was nice to tune around. And you know what? Have you guys have contacts and everything. Bye, everyone. Stay safe. Love you all. Bye-bye.